Hi guys, today I just wanted to show you how I make my ambient tracks, and today I'm going to be working on a track called The Great Red Spot, which is an homage to a 300-year-old storm taking place on Jupiter. And I'm going to be using the pitch shifter and the convolution reverb on a sample that I looped and kind of made into my own thing before, but it is a sample of some wind chimes, as you can see here in the sampler. Just turn the volume up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit more atmospheric, and I'm going to pretty much just use the pitch shifter and the convolution reverb to just kind of give me an atmospheric kind of a sound. And right here I got a stereo shaper, which is just going to widen, as you can hear right there. It's going to widen the stereo field. And this pitch shifter is free. You can just go ahead and pick this up at like freevst.com. It's really simple, really basic, nothing special. But I got it at an octave above. So it does give you kind of a nice shimmery sound, even though it is very subtle right now. So I'm just going to turn this convolution reverb on, and you can, right off the bat, you can hear a huge difference. Now it's very atmospheric. And the stretch tool, I find, is just really helpful. It'll either separate or merge the stereo field of the reverb itself. And as you can hear, when it's merged, it's kind of spooky sounding. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that back at 125%. Using a lot of memory here, so you might hear a few clicks. So that has a nice warm sound. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the equalizer. And this is really why I think this is just a great convolution reverb. It just has a lot of features, so there's really no reason for me to use a third-party convolution reverb. FL's built-in convolution reverb is really excellent. And you can hear some clicking there. I'm using a lot of memory. My screen recorder is already using quite a bit of memory just recording this. And this audio for the narration is actually after the fact. So I'm just looking at the screen right now and just kind of telling you what's happening. So I'm just tweaking. You have to unfreeze that little button down there before you can start tweaking with these little and adding these little points on your equalizing the spectrum here, and it just makes it a little bit more focused, zeroes in on the sound a little bit more, I find, and that looks pretty good. I think I'm just gonna tweak just a few more things. I really like making these atmospheric kind of sounds. I just kind of like the dreamy kind of feeling. I'm going to go ahead and freeze that up. Yeah, okay. And that'll keep it kind of protected. So that makes it kind of a little bit more clamped down on the sound. I think the track went ahead and stopped and started over again, so. And there's the sound of the singing dunes in Qatar, which is a sampled sound that I looped and processed with some effects. And the wind that you're hearing is actually, that's 3 times OSC. And I'll go ahead and show you what's going on in 3 times OSC after I get out of the revolver. As you can see, it's updating. So, gotta wait for that little circle to finish. So, you can get a really nice shimmer effect with, just a few just a few effects. Pitch shifter, some convolution reverb, which is known as the Brian Eno, David Lanois shimmer effect that they used on Apollo Soundscapes, Atmospheres and Soundtracks album. Good album if you're into ambient music. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn down that shimmer sound, tweak with a few things on the sampler, probably turn down the cutoff on the filter, make it a little bit more muffled, put it in the background a little bit more, get it kind of out of the way. Don't want it to take over the whole sound, because this atmosphere is just going to provide the foundation of the ambient track that I'm going to make for a video called The Great Red Spot, which is a storm on Jupiter that's been going on for almost, I think, over about 350 years. And the storm itself is so big that I think that 3 planet Earths could fit inside the diameter of the storm itself. So, you turn down that cutoff frequency there. Make sure that I got my values all done right. I'm getting a little bit of clipping, a lot of memory. And there's the sound of the wind, which is 3 times OSC. And the cutoff frequency on the 3 times OSC. Hurry up, Brian, get done with this. I'm tired of watching you tweak with the... Yeah, I want the value to be exactly 60%. Sometimes I'm a little obsessive compulsive. Okay. And as you can see in Synth 1 here, I've got some patches that I made that you can see that the Great Red Spot is a patch that I made. Took a whole day just to get something that sounded like the storm would sound, the way that I think it would sound from a distance. And there's that peak controller that's hooked up to the cutoff frequency of the 3 times OSC, and it's adding just a little bit of what you would hear if you actually recorded wind with a microphone, which would be this kind of this flapping sound. And the audio is clipping just a little bit. So the only sampled sounds really are the chimes and the sounds of the scene dunes in Qatar. And then there it is. But everything has been so heavily processed that it's a thing of my own. Sorry for the clipping sound. My memory kind of pooped out. And there is the synth sound, more patches that I made. There's swimming. And I think the other track is called The Tube. But there you have it. An ambient atmosphere. Hope you guys like this.